Well, here we are again. So let's get into this one. School projects sort of make me have this mixed feelings as if I should record them or not. And for the most part, I'm like, yeah, it'd be neat, a good transition from, illustrative design work to more of my graphic design career pathway that I've chosen. But I do most of my work on my laptop since I have to carry it back and forth from school. So I can't record anything, and because I can't record anything, there is no content, because I'm a busy person. Fortunately, this one had been such a quick sort of assignment to do up that I could do it at home and I also could then record it. And I thought it'd be, cool to sort of record the project. So basically, what we had to do is that we have to do linoleum prints. So for that, I was designing something, which is a raven's skull with some plants just to help the composition. And yeah, I'm really happy with how it turned out at the end. I will show you guys what it looks like then. But yeah, it's really fun if you are wanting to try, or if you get the opportunity to try a new medium. I would suggest Lionel prints or Lionel cuts. You could find like pseudo versions of it. I think there's one that's you could do like etching, which is you take there's a specific piece of plastic that you use for it. There is like child's versions of Lionel cuts that are a lot easier, and then there's like wood carving where you carve out your design on a piece of wood and stamp it. Lionel cuts basically are like stamps that you're making. They could be various sizes, very small, just like thank you stamps to something larger. This one I think is a 6 inch by 5.5 inches, roughly, approximately, and it turned out very cool. Lionel prints is really nice if you want a certain texture too, and to have that hand made feel that's sort of blocky in a way. So yeah, I enjoyed the creative process of making the design too. I wanted to sort of do something obviously a bit creepy. Um, is that obvious? Is it obvious that I like creepy things? Anyways, but yeah, so that's sort of the design concept, and there are some things that you do have to think about, such as how thin can your tools go, and this is for any medium. So, for example, how thin can your brush or your marker nib go? If you go too thin, then the details aren't quite the same anymore, and you sort of lose it, or you sort of can overdo it easily. So you have to think about the limitations of your medium. For Lionel cuts, you can only go so fine before the line starts to have a hard time printing or showing up or staying clear in your piece. So that's something you have to be careful with. And you might have a hard time with rounded objects. It's not as difficult as, let's say, wood carving or something, but you do have to be mindful of it. And printing several colors is difficult because you need several blocks to carve out those blocks, and you also need to keep in mind when you are going to print these onto paper to line everything up so then everything overlays properly and whatnot. So those are things that you have to keep in mind. Luckily for me, this is only a one color job, so I only had to do it in black, one layer, and I'm pretty happy with the piece. So it's something that you should try if you're granted the opportunity. It can be really relaxing in a way until you realize that once you cut something, you can't quite put it back. So when you do this, I do recommend you to do stages and do several prints at certain stages. That way, if you are happy with a previous print or a previous iteration, then you could just keep that one and it's not all lost. But yeah, at the end, we ended up having to use these prints to make posters, I will not include those in the video because I don't remember where I put them. Hi, I'm forgetful. But yeah, so I have a few projects on the go that I need to do. T-shirt design, so hopefully I'll be able to record that one and show you guys the illustration that I plan to put on a t-shirt. And I have some side projects that I want to also do, and I am pretty excited for them. One of them is sort of a rebranding project for one of my friends. She's rebooting her YouTube channel, so that'll be very interesting. Hopefully I'll get a video for that, and then you guys can sort of have fun with that, I guess. See the process. Something. Do something with that. Maybe, maybe not. The other thing that I really do hope that I'll be able to show you guys is, so my parents have their wedding anniversary coming up, which is super exciting. I have been granted the opportunity from my mom to sort of make invitation cards for the events, and I am really excited for it. So we might sort of do some thought process of that, in case you guys also want to get an idea of how you want to go about for design process and whatnot, and just sort of see the mess that I get into, because it's bound to happen. Anything else? I think that is mostly everything up to date. I play around with some background elements for the piece just because I'm like, it looks a bit too plain, but sometimes simple is the way to go. Let the thing breathe for once, you know? And yeah, so I hope everyone else is staying safe and is being alright, keeping healthy, and being mindful of yourselves. And let me know down in the comments if you have been up to anything interesting. I know a few of my friends here, Ricard, and I know Dreg's been sort of posting a lot of videos lately, so I need to catch up on those. I'm glad that out of the people I know, someone's staying on top of making content, because I'm not. And I know Ricard's been super busy, but he's still able to do art stuff. I haven't really been doing art stuff. And then, Victoria, I think she's doing alright. Check in on her eventually. And yeah, so I've just been doing stuff, and I've been sort of doing a small little sketchbook to sort of see if I could continue drawing every day, even if it's something small like a doodle or something like that. So yeah, maybe we'll do a flip through of that little book. It's like this tiny little, maybe 3.5 inches by 3.5 inches, and it's only 80 pages, so yeah. We'll see what happens. Or we'll also do a flip through of my current sketchbook. I'm like a third way through already, and I just got it in February, maybe? Yeah, so surprise. Anyways, I'm getting rid of fine line details in the piece just because I remember the limitations to the tools. I have used Linoleum cutting blocks before, so yeah, I'm trying to get rid of the finer lines because being mindful of what will show up and what won't. And yeah, I did get lucky that I did do several prints throughout the stages though, because some of the fine lines do end up making the piece look a bit weird. It's not the best, but yeah. I get rid of any other details outside of the plants and the crow head skull, because yeah, I just wanted to keep it simple, and I felt like we were going to do something with text on this poster, so I wanted to leave space or something so then it could have text on it. I did put text on the print. I just put it on the negative space that I left around it, just because it was a bit too crowded to have text included. And yeah. Man, I have some long pauses. Anyways, here is the actual print that I did. As I said, you can see all the texture, and some of the splotchy texture actually comes from leaving waters. It's sort of like wet once I washed it and stuff, and then reprinted it again. So yeah, super cool piece. Really fun project. If you want to get into it yourself too, you can do that. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you all stay safe, stay hydrated, and just have a wonderful day. Bye.